Okay, so I was thinking of standout events in my life, and if there is going to be one standout event, like, I mean, lots of great things have happened to me, but last year I won what's called the Promax Award, which is the best up and coming talent in promos for Australia and New Zealand in my industry, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, that I won it. And anyway, I kind of, visualized beforehand, like, what would it be like if I actually won this? But on the day, everyone's like, oh, what are you going to say when you win? I'm like, I'm not going to win. Like, I'm not going to win. So, like, deep down, you hope I didn't enter the category because I thought I had no chance. I hoped, and I'd been working really hard, but I didn't know if I'd actually, be able to, win it. Like, I didn't know who I'd be up against or what their work was like. And so I, people saying it all day, and I was like, just really not liking it. I was like, stop. And, I thought in my head, like, okay, if on the off chance I did win an award, like, who would I thank? What would I say? But then brushed it out of my head. And then when they announced the category, I, like, turned down to my phone because I was updating everyone back at from work who wasn't there, what other award categories we'd won. And I knew everyone was looking at me because they knew I'd entered the category. So I was like, no, I'm not going to look at it. And so I was looking down, and they're all like, my boss is sitting next to me and she's nudging me, and I'm like, mm-hmm. And then what they do first is they put the top three of all the entries up on the board, and that's basically the three finalists. And this is the only category where there's not a gold and a silver, there's only a gold. And the others, they announce the silver, and then the gold goes up and does a speech and accepts the award. And so yeah, then the three names went up on the board, and I've got my boss and one of the other senior producers sitting next to me going, Nat, your name's on the board. And like, they're pretty excited at this stage because it's a big deal just to even be in the top three. And I'm like, like, still on my phone, like, I don't want to engage with this. And I looked up briefly to see my name. This guy who used to be on my team, who like does the same job as me, and another girl that was from another network. And I'm like, okay, and I look back down. Anyway, next minute, I don't really remember what happened, other than my boss was like screaming, and like I was being shaken, and I was like, what is going on? And like, I looked up to see, oh my god, that's my name on the award. And I think I just froze, and the guy next to me was like, Nat, like, you've got to go up. And I'm like, oh shit. So I kind of stood up, and I'm like shaking, and we were sitting quite near the back, so I had to walk downstairs, through the middle, down to the front. And then once you got to the front, you went up to stage, and the music channel presenters were there. And then what they do is they play the winning spot. In my case, it was one of 4 spots that I'd entered, because you enter a reel for this category. And they played the winning spot, and I swear to God, it was the longest 1 minute of my entire life. And they'd be giving out Jaeger shots to all the people that won awards previously, but they'd run out. And one of the hosts said to me, oh, aren't you glad there's no Jaeger right now? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it would help. And then the other presenter's like, oh, are you do you have many people to thank? Or are you going to keep it short? I'm like, I think I'm going to keep it short. Anyway, next minute the spot finishes, and I just hear like this cheering, and I'm on the stage, so there's lights in my face and I can't see anything. And so like, I just hear this noise, and I tried to say thank you, and I think I'd like said thank you, and I couldn't hear myself coming through because everyone was still cheering. And I was like, and then I said it again, I'm like, thank you. And I think it was the world's quickest speech. I'm like, thank you to all the people at the factual channels, my amazing boss, Carly Heaton, to audio, to graphics, and everyone that helped, thank you. And then like, I got down, and was like, oh my God, that just happened. And then like walked back to my seat, and I was sitting there, and like, my boss is like hugging me, and she's so excited, and everyone next to me, and I'm like literally just like sitting there shaking, so much so that like 15 minutes later, when the award ceremony finished and we had to go outside, everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And anyway, I was in such shock that I left my phone in the room, and we went out and yeah, then I went back in and got a photo, and then I was actually going to Bali the next day, and everyone in the team is like, you've got to come out for a drink, you've got to come out for a drink. I'm like, I'm getting on a flight in 8 hours, but went out and everyone was like just so excited. They were saying like, Nat, we think we're more excited than you are because we've all helped you like get to this stage. And they had like, they've all been my amazing mentors and teachers, and like I would not be able to do what I do if it weren't for any of them. And so it was just like that amazing moment. I don't know, like it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like the happiest moment of my life, weirdly, but also like the scariest. And I just, yeah. And shit, that's not a 2-minute story. Somehow that's almost 6 minutes. So I'm gonna tag out now. But yeah, when I think of like greatest moments, greatest achievements in my life, like that's pretty much up there. So yeah, enjoy.